Imagine a car inspection so intense that it scares drivers into becoming mini mechanics overnight. In Japan, this dreaded test is called the Shakel inspection, and it's the reason Japanese cars have a reputation for being nearly indestructible. But here's the thing, their secrets can work for you too. If you want your car to survive 1,000,000 miles, listen carefully. At the very end, I'll share a trick that alone saves drivers an average of $6,000 in repairs. But before we get there, let's begin with a habit that can quietly triple your car's lifespan. Secret 17, progressive warm-up. Most people start their car and instantly stomp on the gas. If you do this, you're slowly destroying it. When you rev a cold engine, the oil hasn't had time to circulate, meaning pistons, bearings, and cylinder walls scrape against each other. Microscopic damage happens every single time, and over the years, it builds up into catastrophic failure that could cost more than $5,000. Japanese fleets discovered that cars warmed properly last up to 3 times longer. In winter, all you need is 30 seconds of idling before pulling out. In summer, you can drive right away, but keep revs under 2,500 for the first few miles. Secret 16, oil changes based on use. Oil changes are another area where most people get it wrong. Some mechanics say every 5,000 miles. Manufacturers might stretch it to 10 or even 15,000, but the truth lies in the repair bills. Over 70% of cars that needed major repairs after 125,000 miles were following the manufacturer's schedule. The Japanese approach is smarter. Follow the severe service schedule. That means if you drive in heavy traffic, take lots of short trips, or face extreme heat or cold, change your oil sooner, around 4,300 miles. Highway drivers can stretch it to about 6,200. And here's a neat trick. Once a month, do the drop test. Put a drop of oil from your dipstick on a piece of paper. If it spreads light brown, you're good. If it's dark and sticky, it's time to change. Secret 15, regular fluid checks. But oil isn't the only fluid that matters. Ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you checked your brake fluid, transmission fluid, power steering fluid, or coolant? For most drivers, the answer is never. Yet this 5-minute habit can prevent 90% of major breakdowns. The Japanese routine is simple. Check engine oil, transmission, and power steering monthly. Check coolant and brake fluid at least twice a year. Before long trips, check them all. And here's the golden rule. Never mix fluids. If one looks dark or low, top it up only with the same type and brand. Ignore this and you're gambling with your engine's life. Secret 14, early air and fuel filter changes. Filters are another silent killer. Car manuals often say change your air filter at 30,000 miles and fuel filter at 50,000, or sometimes not at all. Some even claim lifetime filters, but experts know better. Air filters should be replaced every 15,000 miles, or once a year. Fuel filters every 20,000 miles, or 2 years. A clock filter disrupts the air-fuel ratio. Too rich, and you damage the catalytic converter. Too lean, and you risk melting pistons. That $20 filter could save you $2,000 in repairs. Secret 13, clean the intake system. And what about your intake system? Think of it like your car's nose. If you never cleaned your nose, dust and bacteria would build up. That's what happens when dirt clogs the throttle body, valves, and sensors. The engine suffocates, runs rough, and eventually stalls. The Japanese solution is simple. Clean the intake every 25,000 miles. Push it to 30 only if you're also using high-quality fuel. Secret 12. Use high-quality fuel. Most people pump the cheapest gas they can find, but standard gasoline barely meets minimum standards. It doesn't have enough detergents, which means carbon builds up inside your engine in as little as 10,000 miles. Over time, you'll spend thousands on injector cleaning and carbon scraping, unless you do 2 things. First, use a fuel additive every 3 to 10,000 miles. Second, stick to top-tier fuel. It has special detergents proven to reduce carbon buildup 19 times better than regular gas. That simple switch could be the difference between junking your car and hitting the million-mile mark. Secret 11. Battery terminal maintenance. Even the battery gets special attention in Japan. If your battery has corrosion, your car can fail inspection. That greenish powder on the terminals isn't just ugly. It blocks proper charging and discharging. Sensors get weak. Performance drops, and you could even fry your alternator or starter, costing over $1,000. Yet fixing it is simple. Disconnect the battery, scrub the terminals with baking soda and water, rinse, dry, and then seal them with a little Vaseline. It takes half an hour, costs almost nothing, and protects your car's entire electrical system. Secret 10. Smooth driving habits. The real key to Japanese car longevity isn't just maintenance, it's how they drive. Most people slam the gas and brake like they're racing, but Japanese drivers do the opposite. They practice smooth acceleration and deceleration. No sudden launches. No harsh braking unless absolutely necessary. This isn't just polite. It reduces wear on the engine, transmission, and brakes by over 50%. Over the life of the car, that single habit can save more than $10,000 in repairs. Secret 9. Tire rotation and alignment. Japanese drivers also treat tires like the foundation of their car's health. They rotate them religiously every 6,000 miles, making sure all four wear evenly. Wheel alignments are checked at least once a year, preventing suspension strain and uneven tread. Neglecting this doesn't just eat your tires faster, it puts stress on the steering and suspension that could cost you thousands later on. Secret 8. Frequent brake inspections. In Japan, brakes are inspected at every single oil change. Pads, rotors, and calipers are checked for wear, and even small issues are fixed immediately. Why? Because worn pads don't just make your car harder to stop. They also chew into the rotors, and replacing rotors is far more expensive than simply changing pads on time. It's a small cost now that prevents a massive bill later. Secret 7. Suspension care. Most drivers ignore suspension until something rattles or clunks. By then, the damage is already done. Japanese car owners replace bushings, ball joints, and shocks at the first signs of wear. Not only does this keep the ride comfortable, but it also protects tires, steering, and alignment from premature wear. A neglected suspension can quietly shorten the life of your entire car. Secret 6. Transmission fluid flushes. Many manufacturers recommend changing transmission fluid at 60,000 miles, sometimes even longer. In Japan, that interval is nearly cut in half. Transmission fluid is flushed every 30 to 40,000 miles, keeping the gears and clutch packs lubricated and free of debris. Skip this step, and a failed transmission could set you back more than $4,000. Secret 5. Belt and hose replacements. Belts and hoses are like veins and arteries in your car. When they snap, it's catastrophic. A broken timing belt can destroy an entire engine instantly. That's why Japanese mechanics replace belts and hoses every 60,000 miles or 5 years, whichever comes first. It's preventative, not reactive, and it saves engines from an early death. Secret 4. Cooling system flushes. Overheating is one of the fastest ways to kill a car. Japanese drivers know this, which is why they flush their coolant every 2 years, or 24,000 miles. Old coolant turns acidic, eating away at gaskets, radiators, and water pumps. Flushing it on schedule prevents breakdowns that often lead to engine rebuilds. Secret 3. Spark plug replacement. Most people wait until their spark plugs misfire before replacing them. But Japanese drivers don't risk it. Even iridium plugs, which can last 100,000 miles, are replaced closer to 60,000. This keeps ignition consistent, protects the catalytic converter, and ensures the engine runs efficiently year after year. Secret 2. Cabin filters and wipers. These might seem minor, but in Japan, they're treated as essentials. Cabin air filters are replaced yearly to keep airflow strong and protect the AC system. Windshield wipers are swapped every 6 months, no questions asked. It's not just about comfort, it's about safety. Clear visibility and fresh airflow make every drive smoother and safer, especially during inspections. Secret 1. Service logs and strict records. And now, the most powerful secret of all. The one habit that ties everything together. In Japan, car owners track every service in meticulous logs. Oil changes, brake checks, coolant flushes, everything is written down, checked, and scheduled. Nothing is left to chance. And this single habit alone can save the average driver more than $6,000 in repairs. Why? Because prevention is always cheaper than surprise emergencies. So if you want your car to last like a Japanese one, copy their system. Warm it up gently. Change oil based on how you drive, not just mileage. Respect every fluid. Replace filters early. Use high-quality fuel. Keep the battery clean. Drive smoothly. Rotate and align your tires. Inspect brakes and suspension before they fail. Flush fluids before they turn toxic. Replace parts before they break. And above all, log everything. Do this, and your car won't just last longer. It could outlive you.